Loaf SMP Season 1. Now you're probably wondering, what the heck is Loaf Season 1? I mean, you've, I don't know, you may have, tried to do a YouTube search and found nothing. That's because these SMPs were done, well, they weren't recorded for YouTube. It was just, sort of a fun thing to do with friends, and, uh, so, yeah, you won't find anything on YouTube except for this, hopefully. Each season was hosted by a different person, usually. But there are a couple seasons that were done by the same person. And this is just me explaining all the lore to any viewer that might be interested. Because I am hopefully going to do season 8 on YouTube for the most part. I'm going to try to record as much as I can, get most of that out there on YouTube. But okay, season 1. It was started by I Play Games, aka Jay, and Loaf of Foxes, aka Zach, which is represented by Zach is the '60s Adam West Batman Penguin, and Jay is the Chris from Mr. Beast with the photoshopped Edward from Twilight. And yeah, they started this survival world like right during the summer of COVID-19, I believe, and it was just a sort of survival world that they played a lot. Not much is known about the early game because, well, season 1 was sort of just Zach and Jay just goofing off. But eventually, they beat the Ender Dragon, and then school started, and they were talking about it to the guys, and so eventually at some point, uh, Zach and Jay got on the world. They'd already had Elytra as a big base, which was really really dirty looking. It wasn't really nice looking, but it did have a lot of practical uses, and so they invited me, who is represented by the Mr. Beast, and Dante, who is represented by uh, Bruce Lee. So they invited us to the world and sort of, bragged about it. Like, oh yeah, look at this world. Look at all we got. Yeah. And so, yeah, me and Dante didn't really like the world too much because, of course, we were just invited to it after all the action had happened. They already beat the Ender Dragon, and they were just sort of goofing off around the base, and so first time we were on that world, we didn't get really good impression. But then there was this one time, not this one time. Then they invited us to the last time anyone would be on the server. They invited the four of us. Jay invited, Zach, me, and Dante all onto the world, and we were going to try to get one of our friends, Dominic, on, and he was. We were really ecstatic to get him on because we never played with him before since he was on Xbox, and so he joined the world, and then immediately Jay, who apparently concocted this master plan, gave Dominic a sword and then started killing everyone. Uh, Me and Dante were very much victims because we didn't have anything. Zach, if I remember correctly, he just flew away with his elytra. Didn't really help us out too much, but I was getting pretty mad from being spawn killed a lot and not being able to put up a fight. So I, the genius that I am, found Jay's diamonds and was proceeding to try to log off with the diamonds, his diamonds, but he caught wind of what I was doing, and I had clicked save and exit, but before my character left the world, he was able to kill me and take back his diamonds, and then at that point he really banned anyone. He banned me from the world, of course, but he really didn't. after that point, he didn't really want anyone else going on the world because of that. Even though it's him that started the fighting. But yeah, and then soon after that, at some point in like the next year, he accidentally deleted the world, so we can never go back onto it. Uh, yeah, so that's what happened to season one, and you're probably wondering why was this season one? I'm sure there's got to be like a grander season or a grander start, a better start to this series of SMPs, but the actions that happened in this SMP started a whole bunch of other SMPs, and even though it wasn't really that impact, the season wasn't really that good. Uh, it started a lot more SMPs from it, and the actions of this fallout created season two and season three. And looking back on it, we now call it season one because this little drama, you can say, started all the Loaf seasons, and yeah, uh, so that's what happened with season one, and this is why I have myself with the diamonds running, and Jay's chasing me, and yeah, Zach, Dominic, Dante, funny little Photoshop, yeah.